What's up, Internet? Dyce Quirk here, and today I want to ask you a question. Do you love office equipment? Perfect, because I sure do. Honestly, this stuff is amazing, and because I'm here in Japan, I can see a load of really special, unique pieces of office equipment, and that's because Japan is actually known for its stationery. The stuff is functional and practical, and in Japanese stationery, they address issues that you wouldn't even think of in very unique ways. And so, in this video, I'm going to show you 5 unique pieces of Japanese stationery or office equipment that I've discovered while I'm here. And naturally, there's plenty more, so if you see one that you know of that I missed, please leave it in the comments. Let's get started. Number 5, the Japanese stapleless stapler. Now, this thing is awesome for a couple different reasons, and its name might be a little bit self-evident. So, this stapler doesn't use staples at all. This actually cuts the paper when you clip, and then it folds it into another cut made by the same hole punch. So, the thing that's totally awesome about this, obviously, is that you no longer need staples. You don't have to go out and buy more staples. And you also don't ever run out of staples. I don't know if you've ever been working on something and you staple it and you realize there's no more staples inside of your stapler. And so then you have to go try to find more staples, and that's just a pain. So this thing eliminates that entirely. And in addition, if everybody were to switch over to these, we wouldn't need to produce any more staples, which might environmentally just be a nice little change. In addition to that, this stapler, it's not too expensive. This was $5. And also, we have these little clips. If you wanted to make your staple punch a little bit stronger, you would put this over the hole, like that. Now, there are 2 cons that I've personally found with this stapler. And the first con is that depending on the size of the stapleless stapler that you buy, it might only be able to fit a few papers. It might be able to fit like 10, maybe 20 papers. But personally, I think that is totally outweighed by the fact that you have an endless amount of stapling. In addition, the other con is that this isn't as strong as a normal stapler. But when you really need a strong staple, I think that these little plastic pieces that usually come with the stapler are well worth it. It makes it more worth it. Now, you might say that, Tim, well, that just means you have to have these little plastic things instead of staples. And that is true, but most of the time, I find myself just using this and not having to use this little plastic piece. Most of the papers that I have to staple are only about 5-6 pages. So, I hope that you guys check that one out. Let's move on to number 4. By the way, if you're interested in any of this stationery for yourself, you can find a link in the pinned comment below or in the description of this video. Let's move on. Number 4. Window highlighters. Maybe you've experienced this problem. While highlighting, have you ever over-highlighted? Have you experienced the OCD pain that takes place after you've highlighted one word too many or one letter too far? Well, not today. Now, you can pick up the window highlighter. On these highlighters, there's actually a small window where you can see through the pen, so that you can see to the exact moment that you're highlighting, and you never have to experience over-highlighting ever again. Now, these are pretty awesome for a couple of reasons. If you're OCD like me, then you will never, ever go over the point where you want to highlight again. It'll make beautiful notes. It'll make organizing everything inside of your notebooks just absolutely beautiful. I love this. I love this so much. But the one major con with these is, if you're not a little OCD like me, then you might as well just use a regular highlighter and just highlight a little extra every single time. But if you want it to be perfect, you have to pick these up. They are so cheap and they are so nice. So let's move on to number 3. Number 3, Japanese pens. Now, pens in Japan can be very unique, or they could seem very ordinary, but they're always top-notch. First off, there can be a variety of different pens, from pens with lights to brush pens like this one. I really love using this, actually. But in addition, they also have all of their pens organized by sizes, and this is probably one of the more unique things to Japan specifically. Obviously, you can get different size pens in America, but do they have pens that go down to 0.005 millimeters? These things are great because if you're writing a lot of kanji, then you need to keep it very, very tiny, very small little marks. Otherwise, it can get very muddied up and it's hard to read. So, I definitely always pick up a couple .005 pens like these 2. And this is just a black and a red pen. And then I got my, brush pen. And then this is what I use in school all the time, and I know that they have these in America, but I just have to recommend it anyway. This is just a 3 ink pen that also is erasable. And the fun fact I wanted to really quickly include, because I didn't learn this until I came to Japan, but do you know how these are erasable? It's not like a regular pencil. They actually make special ink that reacts to heat. And so these erasers, they're made in such a way to create a larger amount of heat when you're erasing, and then it makes the ink turn transparent. So there are some people, and I've not tested this, let's try it out real quick, that write, and then after they erase it, they'll put the ink into like a refrigerator or something and see if it comes out correctly. Now I don't know if it's gonna work. Right now I'm gonna be testing it after I record this, so I'll make sure I put the clip in. But let's move on to number 2. Number 2, the Japanese check set. Now, this is really interesting because I've only really seen this since I've gotten to Japan, and it's something that all of the students use. It comes with this green transparent sheet that works with these 2 markers. Now, all of the students already have a red transparent sheet that they'll put over the text inside of their notebooks or inside of their books, and usually inside of their books they'll have sections where it has a vocab word, and then in red it'll say what the vocab word means or the answer to whatever question. And so they'll have these red transparent sheets, or they'll have this but in red, and they'll go over it and you can't see the answers until after this moves past the answer. But here with this green sheet, as you can see all of the words and everything through it, but when you take the red marker and you mark up a section like the actual answer to this particular kanji, then you can take the green sheet and bam, it's completely blacked out. So you can turn any book or any vocab section in any piece of paper or on any piece of paper into a study guide. And then you can actually take the white marker here, and when you want to actually be able to see that with the green again, just put it over it. Maybe go over it like a couple times here, and we'll let that dry for a second. But this is just such a cool study tool. Like honestly, imagine being able to use this for any book, whether it's science, math, a regular book you find in the library. Let's try this out. Yeah, see? You can see the answer through the green now. So if you make a mistake and you over highlight, like we were talking about before, you can just use this to make it visible again. Whatever Japanese word, like Japanese is above, English is below, cover it with this, and then use this for studying. It is so cool, and I am so excited that I get to use it now, because I've been so jealous of all the students that get to use it. The only thing is, these are hard to get in America, so definitely make sure you check that out sooner than later if you want to pick it up, because last I checked, it was actually sold out. It might be restocked now, but I'm hoping that you guys can find it because they're super cool, and I looked very hard on Amazon to find this for you guys, so I hope that you can enjoy that. But let's move on to the next one. And so my number 1 piece of Japanese office equipment or stationery, which I love it for so many reasons, but one of the biggest reasons is the fact that it's multifunctional, it works in so many different ways, is this clip applicator, or I'm going to call it the clip stick. And basically what it does is you put a piece of paper inside of the mouth here, or you put whatever inside of the mouth, and when you push forward on this button, it puts a clip, kind of like a binder clip without the little wings, onto the paper. And these things are super small, they're super strong, and they're reusable. So with this one, this is actually kind of a large one. This could hold probably 20 papers, 30 papers, 40 papers. I don't know. I've never tested how many papers it could hold, but they're so strong. You can get different size clips for different size projects. So if you only need 10 papers or 20 papers, you probably just want to use the smallest size binder, or the smallest size one of these clips. And you saw that it's super easy to put in. You just open and put it right here and close, and bam, it's just like a stapler, but it doesn't damage the paper. So it's actually super amazing. I didn't mean to rhyme there. That's kind of like a nice sales pitch. It's like a stapler, but doesn't damage the paper. In addition to that, it also is super small. You can keep it inside of your bag, your satchel, your computer bag, wherever. And my favorite thing about it is it's so multifunctional. I use it on papers, like at school. I also use it in the kitchen from time to time. So if I open a bag of chips or just something that doesn't have a sealable top, I'll roll it up or fold it. I'll put it inside the mouth and clip, and bam, it's closed. And then when I want to, I can take that off, eat the rest of the chips, and reuse this. Or I've actually even used it for, and this is kind of funny, I used it for laundry. Basically, I would just put this whenever I'm going out to dry something. If it's a really windy day, I'll put the cloth in between here and bam, just clip it on there, and it doesn't damage the fabric, and you know, you can reuse these right after. So I take them off, put them back in, and there we go. I'm being super environmentally friendly and super nice on the wallet because this is also very cheap. When I first saw one of these, I was inside my Japanese class in high school, and I saw my sensei, he was using it, and I asked him about it, and he said that he had only seen these in Japan. So I am so happy that I came to Japan and I was able to pick one up for myself. But I've actually found them on Amazon. So I have a link to this in the description of this video and also in the pinned comment below. So make sure you check that out. The one big con I would say for this, probably the only con, is that you need this little contraption, this little applicator or stick to put them on. And so I definitely would recommend picking up 1, 2 if you want to, but I mean, they're super cheap, so you don't have to spend too much. And also picking up extra clips just in case you ever lose them. But this is super, super awesome. I definitely recommend it. Naturally, there are so many more pieces of amazing Japanese stationery, and if you know of one that we forgot to mention in this video, please let me know in the comments. In addition, if you're looking for what to do next, you could check out those different links that we put inside of the pinned comment or inside of the description of this video, but I also believe this video right here might be one that you like. YouTube seems to think that you're going to like it, so I definitely recommend it. And in addition, if you're interested in learning about Japanese origami, please check out this video right here where we talk about the origins of origami. And also, if you're interested in supporting us on the channel or becoming like this guy right here who's supporting our channel and have your name appear in our videos, then please make sure you check out our Buy Me an Onigiri, where you can leave a one-time donation or become a monthly supporter and leave a message for us that we will 100% respond to. So, I hope to see you guys in one of these 2 videos right here, or maybe over there. So, I'll talk to you guys later, and Dyce, Quirk,